Okay. let's do this. We're streaming, we're recording. Here we go. All right. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net. I'm Roland, KC6JPG. Let's see if my shortcuts work. Oh, yes, it's working. That's awesome. Oh, stop, Wolfie. It's all good. Okie dokie. This is Roland, KC6JPG, located here, Rancho Cucamonga, California, United States of America, North America, planet Earth. You got it. Welcome. The Amateur Television Network is a series of repeaters throughout the country and the world, making it possible for you, our amateur television, YouTube, Facebook superstars that you are, and Arden Network superstars that you are, to make video communications with one another within our network coverage area. We are live on YouTube as we speak. Watch us on YouTube, www.youtube.com/amateur television network. And you'll be able to watch us anytime, anywhere. And if you feel left out, no problem. Just watch us on YouTube and you'll be right back with your family. Always. Right, John? Right. All right. We're live on Facebook, facebook.com/amateur television network. And yes, we are definitely getting some followers on the Facebook side of things, especially with the amateur radio side. So that's really, really cool. And during our roundtable later on, we'll probably share some numbers for you because I think we probably, we're growing in numbers, which is great. All right. Don't have any RF equipment, but love to get started in this wonderful mode of amateur television. Well, hey, have no fear. Just join our Whereby channel, whereby.com/ATN-TV, and you'll be able to join.
There you go.
Excellent. All right, DMR Radio. Hey, I've been monitoring all day and no one came, so go figure on that one. So there, let me get that little title happening here. There we go. There it is. All right, 3196 on the Brandmeister Network, and we're also on the TGIF Network 224. That's our tactical channel and backup channel in case Brandmeister is not working. So that's always great to have. And of course, you can always go to our website for more information, www.amateurtelevision.net. amateurtelevision.net. That is our new URL. And of course, our old one, ATN-TV, is still active as well. All right, this portion of this net is a directed net. Transmissions may be made after acknowledgement by net control, and a clear frequency is always appreciated. All right, bulletins, general announcements. Well, hey, let's do this. Let's go to our president of the Amateur Television Network of the Southern California and Nevada chapters, and that is our buddy Tom, WB6HYH. Tom, are you out there tonight, my friend? KC6JPG, net control. All right, let's go to Gordon West, WB6NOA. Any updates, Gordo? How you doing? And how was field day? KC6JPG, net control. I love the dueling eyes on Whereby right now. It's getting kind of funny out there. I love it. All right, we'll check back with Tom and Gordon in a moment. Keith, your buddy, your brothers did it again. I think he overslept. I hear you. I hear you. All right. Any station that would like to announce any bulletins or announcements for this July the 2nd, 2024, come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, we're going to go to our station in Florida, KV4ATV, and that's Wolf in Panama. I wanted to say Panama Beach. Exactly. Here I go again. Exactly. Panama City. There we go. Wolf, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, over here, kind of warm and stuff, but got something I'll bring in at the end of the net after everybody. Hello, Chris. I see you in there. And Ron. Anyway, got some new information and stuff on the new advanced training and meteorology and stuff. We got tracking and stuff after me talking to the Jim out there in California and stuff with his friends down on the islands and stuff. So we got some pictures and some videos coming up later on the net and stuff of the category 4 or 5 hurricane that's bouncing around, tearing everything up. So anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that I got some of the newest information and hopefully some of the updated, and let y'all know the newest advancements and stuff that we have come up with in meteorology that I passed my score with last night for my first certificate on the A score of 95. So I'll turn it back to you to get on with the net, and we'll pick this up later in the net. KV4 ATV, your meteorologist and your net control right here in Panama City, Florida.
Oh, KV4ATV, KC6JPG. Very good, Wolfie. Yeah, sounds great. Thank you very much for being active on the National Weather Service and definitely keeping abreast of our very escalated hurricane season. We've already we're going through 2 hurricanes so far, and a lot more to come too. So, woo-wee, this is gonna be a busy one. All right. What else is going on here? Well, let's see. Mike, had been receiving calls from Mike over in Pitcairn Island, and he's been definitely enjoying himself very, very much and getting a lot of needed work for the island taken care of, mainly the marine band radio and repeater systems. So that's really, really cool. So we're really happy that he's doing that. So, Mike, if you're listening or you're watching this replay on YouTube, we're very, very happy that you're doing that for the folks in Pitcairn, and I'm hoping that you're enjoying yourself. Excellent. All right, last time, any station that'd like to announce any bulletins or announcements for this evening's net, come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, let's go to check-ins. And we're going to start with our Southern California stations, and we're going to start with Mount Wilson. Mount Wilson check-ins come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, we got KD6NIZ, Ron in Arcadia on our Whereby channel. So, Ron, it's great to see you tonight.
Yeah, well, it's I tried RF and it's still not getting through. So here I am. Not much going on here. It's, weather's nice and just enjoying life. That's about it. Back to you guys. KD6NIZ.
KD6NIZ, KC6JPG. Very good, Ron. Well, you're looking P5 plus right now on Plan B, so you're looking great. And we're going to go through all the codes, make sure that all the ports are on. So last Sunday, we had a little bit of trouble, and we had to turn some ports on. So I'm getting my cheat sheet out now. So it's always something in amateur television. All right, buddy. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Well, I'm going to be turning on Mount Wilson in a moment. So let's go to Snow Peak this time. I know the code for that one. So, all right. So I turned on the port for Snow Peak. So Snow Peak check-ins come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control.
In the net. Let me back off the mic a little bit here. Yeah, there's the pester right there. Anyway, we warmed up here. The pool's nice and warm. Okay, good. The pool's nice and warm. We're enjoying that. Weather got hot. Work's busy. Probably busier than I want to be, I guess. Anyway, hope everything's going well. We might have another museum down here. His name's Bob. Friend I went to school with and Boy Scouts together with. And so we'll have a new one here pretty soon. And that's about it. Just wondering how Mike's doing. Obviously he's busy getting ready to build the house, I suppose, but haven't heard from him for a while. And that's it. Everybody have a great week. KJ6, take care. Oh, and happy 4th of July. Everybody have a safe and sane 4th of July.
You got it, Tom. I turned the port on. Yay, I'm going to have you next there, buddy. All right. KJ6DQR, KJ6FYY, KC6JPG. Well, let me tell you, my friend, happy 4th to you both. And Julie, you are just so darn cute. I love that hand by that ear. That was really cute. I love you both. You guys are just rock stars. Well, thank you very much, my friend. And, yes, I heard most of the QSO, even though we're definitely getting some internal audio feedback on the station. So we got to, get up. We got to make a trip up the hill sometime during the summer, more than likely August. And what I want to do is leave at 4 in the morning to beat the heat. It's going to be 110 over here at Rancho Cucamonga next week. And you guys are going to be really roasting out there in the low desert. So, wow. So, all right. Well, very good. Well, very good, Earl. You take care. 73. Stay cool, my friend, because you are cool. All right. We're going to go to Yucca Valley, and that's where our buddy Keith is at. N6GKB, KC6JPG, and he was out here. Where did he go? he disappeared. Okay. Well, Keith, if you're watching, we'll get back to you. And I definitely want to get your receiver finished up before I go on vacation. All right, but now we're going to go to Tom, WB6HYH, the president of the Amateur Television Network, and he's on RF. So, Tom, take it away. KC6JPG, net control.
Oh, my gosh. What's going on here? Well, here I am. WB6HYH, my camera, it does this every once in a while. I'm not sure why. I just have to turn it off and on a couple times. Really, this is it. Oh, why don't I use the microphone? Yeah, I think it's on. So anyways, not too much happening here. Staying cool. Yeah, we've been having pretty good weather here in Rancho Cucamonga. It hasn't gotten too terribly hot. I think we've only hit 100 degrees once since I got back from Europe. So that's this month. Well, June. This is July. Oh my gosh, been back a month already. But yeah, it's been kind of nice. I've been working outside every day, fixing up my backyard and everything, working in the flower beds and all that kind of stuff. I like this kind of weather. So, but I think next week it's going to be after the 5th, the 4th, I guess, starting the 5th, it's supposed to be pretty warm. So anyways, let me fix my camera and maybe I'll come back to you in a minute here. This is WB6HYH. Back to you, Roland, Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh, WB6HYH, KC6JPG. Well, Tom, thank you very much. Sorry for the little bit of a delay. I was trying to get all the ports on and making sure that Oak Mountain is on, and of course Santiago is working, so that's good. Very good. All right. Well, thank you very much again, Tom, and happy 4th of July to you and Chris and the fam. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate you coming in and being a great president, my friend. Thank you very, very much. You ever consider running for the country? I think you would do a great job. Thank you. See, people on RF heard that, but not on Whereby. Do that again, Tom.
I don't think I'd make a good U.S. president, but we'll stick with the ATN here. And got my picture back. Yay! I guess I should use the microphone too.
I got to learn how to use the on-off switch or the transmit switch. I was going to say, you're doing your Whereby routine where you don't need your microphone. You're so funny, Tom. I love it. Thanks again, Tom. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. Anyone else on Snow Peak that'd like to check in? Come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, let's go to Oat Mountain this time. And let's check in Allen, W6, IST, Porter Ranch. Okay, for some weird reason, when I turn on that particular port, I'm getting the off tone. Why is that happening? That is weird. I should get the confirmation tone, not the turn off tone. Anyway, let's try Bob. W6KGE, Simi Valley. Anyone on Oat Mountain, I'd like to check in. Come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, we're going to Santiago Peak. Let's try Gordo, WB6, NOA, Costa Mesa.
And a very good evening to all. Gordo here, WB6NOA. And we're getting ready for the big convention in Zion, St. George, Utah. It's weekend after next, not this coming weekend, but weekend after next. and they're really working hard to pull this off. It's a Friday, Saturday deal. It's at the St. George Convention Center, which is a huge place. They expect maybe 500 to 600 hams, a lot of swappers, and some wonderful programs. And I can't wait to see if we've got an ATV program as well. Also, we have upon us right now the July high. And the July high, 1010 millibars, or well than 30 inches of mercury. The July high is one that extends our VHF and UHF comms via tropoducting. And if you begin to, on 2 meters or 440 FM, hear repeaters that you didn't even know we were there. It could be coming in from Arizona, it could be coming in from the north, San Francisco, as well as the valley, as well as maybe some Spanish-speaking repeaters in Mexico. The Pacific high stays put for most of July. This was a time that we used to talk regularly with KH6HME, unfortunately now a silent key, in Hawaii. The Hawaii hams, I've not heard much about the beacon station, or if anybody has any information, I'm all ears. But it's really sad that we don't have those beacons that I know of on the air continuously, so we could see how the Pacific high is behaving. So we hope everybody has a great day. I'm sorry that conditions are not any better. Let me just see. And well, they're almost better on black and white. But I'll look forward to seeing some of you up at the get-together at St. George, Utah, weekend after next. And it's just Friday and Saturday. Sunday we'll come home. And that's Gary.
WB6 NOA KC6 JPG. Uh-oh. Did I lose my audio? Where's my audio? Check. There we go. I'm back. WB6 NOA KC6 JPG. Yeah, it looks like we're getting close to 8 o'clock, and that interfering signal that's happening is now taking out my audio. It's happening again. And we got to do something. I think we have to shorten our nets between 7:30 and 8. So I don't know what to do. Anyway, definitely becoming interesting now. So we got to hunt that signal down. That's what we need to do. Anyway, thanks, Gordo, for all that info, and especially for Zion and that wonderful thing in a week and a half away. So that sounds like a lot of fun. I passed through Zion on a bicycle doing a race, but boy, I would love to see Zion. That is the place to be. Oh, man, that's wonderful. So thanks again, Gordo. Thanks for chiming in with us. All right, let's go over to Riverside, and that is where our buddy Norm is at, KD6OMV. Norm? Oh, very good. Let's see who else is out here. Let's go over to Rancho Cucamonga, and let's go over to actually, you know what? Gary Johnson's actually with Gary up with the Mountaintop Amateur Radio Club, and hopefully we'll be able to get them chimed in pretty soon because we'll be going live up there at Lake Arrowhead shortly. Hopefully, you got it. All right, let's go back to Tom for an official check-in. WB6HYH KC6JPG.
Use the microphone this time. Let me turn this other one off here, and we won't have any interference, hopefully. Okay, so let's see what's been happening. Nothing. Went up on the roof, cleaned up some mess I had up there left over. I had a fan dipole while my beam was down, and it was hanging all over the place, kind of not looking very nice. So I went up there and got that cleaned up this a couple days ago, and been playing with a little bit of FT8 lately, and I think I got that working pretty good. And let's see what else. Nothing else really in ham radio at the moment. Going to be putting up a couple more antennas. I want to string a long wire up there for this this radio over here. Yeah, this old Helicrafter SX101A. I got it from a buddy. He actually was a subordinate of mine. He worked for me many years ago, and somebody gave it to him, and it was almost brand new in the box, still in the Helicrafters cardboard box. All the tubes in it are still Helicrafters stamped tubes. Not sure who they're made by. I don't think Helicrafters made tubes, but they all say Helicrafters on them. And it's in just immaculate condition, and I like listening to it every once in a while. And I've been wanting to get a long wire or some kind of antenna hooked up to it so I could listen to it every once in a while. Tube radios just sound cool for some reason, and really want to get that going. And then I got a few scanners here that I want to. I got a couple of old ones, Radio Shack scanners. I want to tune into some simplex and repeater frequencies that I'd like to monitor. And plus, I've got a $700 Uniden SD200 scanner here that picks up everything between here and the moon, I guess. And I want to get I got a disco one I'm putting up for that, and the other one. And I got a nice three-way splitter that I can split off to all the scanners. So I'll be going. I can have all kinds of radios going here, listening to all kinds of stuff. So, anyways, that's my plans here in the next few weeks. I don't have any more vacations planned for right now. None for the rest of the year, I don't think. So we're trying to get a whole bunch of things fixed up, getting ready for my favorite contest of the year, which is California QSO Party, and that's in October. And then let's see, what other? We just did VHF contest. That was a lot of fun. As Gordo said, we had a little bit of a 6-meter band opening, so I was able to grab a bunch of grid squares off of the 6 meters there. That should help out the score pretty good. So we'll see how that goes. So that's about it from here. Good to see everybody out there, and everybody try to keep cool. Next couple of weeks, or next week anyway, is going to be really hot. So keep hydrated. Drink lots of liquids. And if you're going outdoors like I do, I'm crazy. I like the hot weather, but I love water too. So I like drinking water. So we'll be doing that. And Manuel, boy, I'd never seen you dressed up so like that. Yeah, that's. I'm waiting to hear from you. We'll talk to you guys later. Back to you, Roland. This is WB6HYH Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh, WB6HYH, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Tom. You know, it's funny you said about the Radio Shack scanner. I've been, I had the 300 model that I had. That was the one with the sloping front end. I used it during COVID time, patching in Cactus into ATV, into ATN during everything was on Zoom. And I wasn't using it anymore, and so I decided to sell it. And, man, I got quite a bit of money for that thing. That was pretty cool. I didn't realize that, that was such a sought-out, thing. I had it on auction, and it just kept on going up and up and up. And so I sold it, and do I regret it? Yeah, kind of, but it's all good because that's, like I said, that was part of my mega sale that I had to get the IC905. So am I happy? Most definitely. Oh, very good, Tom. Thank you very much for checking in and chiming in, and have fun. Definitely enjoy your 4th of July holiday for sure. All right. I'm going to try it just in case he might be home. You never know. Gary, AA6GJ. Gary, you out there tonight? KC6JPG, net control. All right, anyone else out on Santiago Peak that'd like to check in, come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, anyone from Job's Peak or Santa Barbara that'd like to check in, or at Mount Potosi, come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, we go to our chapter stations from around the country and around the world, and we're going to go to New York, and that's where our buddy Manuel is at, N2MJF. Manuel, great to see you tonight.
I'm over here chilling, enjoying the weather. We got low humidity today. It was about dropped down to 30%. Right now it's about 47% humidity, 75 degrees. So I'm dressed in high fashion, like that's what I'm wearing. I usually wear when they wear this when it gets hot and dry in New York. It's comfortable. Other than that, 4th of July is going to be nice. I'm going to hear fireworks. The usually Harlem activities of fireworks. We also have gunshots fired up in the air. That's typical inner city stuff that goes on. So I'm glad my building is bulletproof, because sometimes you think you hear fireworks, somebody's letting out a 15 magazine, emptying it out up in the air. We got a pathetic mayor over here, but other than that, I can't wait for 4th of July. I give it back to you, Roland.
And to MJF, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Manuel. Thank you so much for chiming in. That's awesome. And I'm just glad you are staying cool, my friend. So, yes, you cool cat you are. Great stuff. All right, we're going to Minnesota this time. And that's where our buddy John is at. AF7PA in Monticello. John, it's great to see you tonight. How you doing tonight, my friend?
Well, I'm squeaky clean and ready to go to the dentist first thing in the morning. And when he gets done with the bill, and then I'm heading to South Dakota to go to a cemetery, my annual visit. And then on Friday, I'll be home again, causing trouble in this part of the country. Not much else going on here. The grass is growing faster than we can cut it. And I think probably they're expecting Roland and crew later this month up here someplace. Just so I don't pass you on the road, 'cause
Pretty
you'll be in a hurry.
soon.
and
Pretty
I'll be
soon. So yeah, we're
very
trying to
soon,
figure out
yeah.
vehicles. Believe it or not, because I lost my transfer case now again. So I got to rebuild it. And so we're taking the RAV4 to Minnesota with a bicycle inside of it.
Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, I made it to the bathroom net this week. How come I was the only one in the bathroom? Here
The
I thought I
bathroom
had
net?
to have special. Yeah,
The bathrobe net.
Sunday.
And you're wearing your bathrobe.
Oh, well,
Jim's
I
chuckling
was the
right
only-
now. He's like, did I change my net already? we
I was
we
the only
promoted
one
it to
there,
the
so
bathroom
you'll
net.
never know where I was. Right, Jim? Cue the cat. We need him. AF7.
Cue the cat.
Back to net.
John fell asleep at the net. It was funny.
No, John doesn't fall asleep. Never.
I hate to snitch. He fell asleep. He was like, it was funny.
I love this. I love this group. This is a family.
Well, I still say Roland got me the best. I think it was last year, April. I was like out like a light.
Manny, you are, like I said, you are the angel of ATN. I'll tell you that right now, buddy. That was great.
A couple of years ago, I was out too.
That was funny.
And remember, this is all recorded on YouTube. So if you ever want to see it, go to your YouTube channel and pick a video.
Yep. And you see me knocked out. Or you see me like this sometimes.
God.
What have I done?
Oh, shoot. What a group we are. And I love it. Well, very good, John. Thank you very, very much. We'll keep you posted during our travels. Watch us on APRS, KC6JPG. We will be tracking. Right, Lee? You got it. Very good. There you go. There you go. All right, let's continue on. Let's go over to Florida, and let's go to net control for the Florida chapter, and that is Wolfgang, KV4ATV. Wolfie, what's happening, my friend? How you doing?
Oh, 78, 99 humidity. It's been hot over here and stuff. We've had some heat indices and stuff pretty heavy. I talked to Jim today on the phone and stuff with his friends down in, good grief, where's that piece of paper over? One of the islands down here that is where the hurricane effect is. So, anywho, got pulled in last night at the last minute and stuff by the National Weather Service to take a advanced meteorology course that I jumped into pretty quick. I was sponsored. It cost me nothing. So we've got this new advanced meteorology that I went through the course, and surprisingly enough, I passed the test with an A. I actually made a 95 on my course.
Shame on you.
Which is a new advanced meteorology using satellite data and stuff on graphics. This new stuff will allow us to get down to a resolution, Roland, of anywhere from 300 yards up to 1.5 kilometers. Our update is as fast as 60 seconds. This thing can see right through the clouds all the way to ground level, can pick up fog, rain, hail, etc. It's a global system. It is just mind-blowing, amazing. And right now we are using it as stuff for this hurricane down there. So we're seeing all kinds of stuff from the plumes that are coming up off of the caps and stuff into the cape of thunderstorms building. And every 60 seconds, we can tell if there's lightning, if there's potential hail core, possible rotation and tornadic, to update the normal forecasting that takes, 10 to 15 minutes to interpret all the radar from ground stations. We're now working on this stuff from space, and I passed my first certificate on that. And my second one that I am fixing to start into will, hang on just a moment. I'm trying to get over to the screen. This thing will. Anyway, the first one I passed was what they call the introduction and training of stuff to the what we call now casting, NOW casting instead of forecasting. So this is the newest system that puts it out so fast that every 60 seconds we can update the National Weather Service and the Hurricane Center on what's going on. My second level of this thing is what we call satellite RGB, imagery interpretation for oceans and island settings in the Pacific, which would probably be of good interest to stuff to Mike and the people down at the Pitcairn Island. Other than that, we have been working stuff with some of the latest stuff on the hurricane. That thing is bouncing back and forth, back and forth between a Category 4 and Category 5. It's looking pretty rough. I can say you've been there, done that, because I was here in October 10, 2019, here in our mobile home and stuff with Hurricane Michael Cat 5-6 hurricane. So I could fully understand, could say, been there, done that. So I've got some graphics over here from the satellite, including stuff right here from the hurricane, Category 4 at the time, from the video and stuff that I was able to access and capture from the International Space Station. So, Roland, I am totally on top of this storm, just as hard as I can go. And anyway, later in the net or at the round table of stuff, I'll be glad to do a screen share of the video and everything for the hurricane that we are actively tracking right now. KB4 ATV, Panama City, down here. Your sky-worn meteorologist and net control for Florida.
Hey, Wolf, can you tell them what the how many inches of rain we've got in the last couple of days?
Where at?
Here in Panama City.
Oh, yeah. Hang on just a minute. Chris is bringing up a picture right there. There's my certificate, Roland. Chris got it up there on the screen that I passed my first course of stuff with a 95A. She was able to bring it up, and it's a little crooked, but there's my certificate that she's already gotten picked up and forwarded. So you can see I had passed my first part of this new meteorology, the nowcasting. So who was that asking? Ron, you were asking about the
asking about if you can tell them how much rain we've got in the last couple of days.
Okay, it depends on what kind of span do you want. You want your 12, 24, 48, or 72 hours? 48 hours, stand by. My area, Cedar Grove, we have had 2.78 inch of rain in the Cedar Grove area and stuff, which could just under 3 inch in your area. So there you go. It's right here on my screen on my meteorology.
A lot of rain last couple of days.
Oh yeah, and yesterday, Roland, we had some storms roll through that triggered off our alarms, and before it wasn't even 2 minutes after the alarms went off from the National Weather Service, I had checked into the net with Tallahassee, and I was head to head driving straight into this thing into the Tyndall Parkway. By the time I got down there, it was flooding so bad on the road, I had to call the office, and they turned around and put out a flash flood warning for our area. 18-wheelers were hitting the puddles and stuff, not realizing how deep the water was, and the water squirting out of the truck, out from under the truck, the tires. He was in the right-hand lane eastbound, and the water was coming up higher than the 18-wheeler all the way into the westbound lane and hitting the cars and stuff going the other direction. So, yeah, we had some pretty heavy, bad rain over here yesterday. And anyhow, that's what I've been doing, keeping my eyes on the skies and my head in the clouds. KB4 ATV, Panama City Skywarn meteorologist.
He forgot to
KB4 ATV, KC6JPG. I say you've been a very busy boy, my friend. Thank you very much for keeping us abreast on what's happening regarding the south area of the United States. And that's great, buddy. So thank you very much. And yeah, definitely show video, show pictures, show graphics. Get a green screen. We love to see you do this stuff. So this is great. I'm glad you're doing it. So wonderful, wonderful stuff. And
stuff anytime and stuff you call it. And Chris was making a comment that I had kind of missed something there, but anyway, Chris, if you could jump in there and tell me what I missed, I will update it real quick. Hello, wake up. Chris, hello. You're on mute.
You forgot to tell him in case you got struck by lightning.
Oh, yeah. She's been sending me stuff from up there and all over the place. She gathers up a lot of the information and forwards it over to me. Things of tornadoes and stuff hit by lightning. So we're kind of double teaming this stuff from Idaho to Florida. We're trying to keep the nation covered and stuff. So she does a great job at kind of backing me up. Anyhow, just let me know when you want me to bring some of this up for a screen share, and I'll be glad to key it
Hey,
in.
you can bring it up during your check-in, my friend. So anytime, just be on the ready, and we'll love to see it. So sounds great, Wolf.
Well, let me see here. Hang on.
Well, let's go ahead and check
I am
everybody
trying-
else
let's
in
see.
because they've been waiting in the wings. So let's go ahead and do that, and we can do that on the round table, my friend. So thank you very much for sharing that. And let's continue to Florida, the KK4YZE, KC6JPG. Ron, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. Salute to you. How you doing, my friend?
Good. As Wolf was saying, we've had some crazy weather here. The road that he was talking about, the Tyndall Parkway, runs east and west, and it is on the west side of Tyndall Air Force Base. So you can't help but run into the Air Force Base by going that road. So it's been nasty weather down here. Anyway, still enjoying getting into my house, and that's about it for me. So I'll keep mine short and let you guys get to the round table after you get everybody else done. So KK4YZE out. Back to you on the net.
KK4YZE, KC6JPG. You're a rock star, my friend. Thank you very much, Ron, for you and Wolf for doing a fantastic job there in South Florida. We appreciate you, bud. Thank you so much. Okay, West Florida. All right, Northwest Florida. You're south from me, so should I say the south part of the United States, because that's where it's being affected right now. So, okay, you guys crack me up every time. I love it. All right. Well, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go live into Lake Arrowhead, and that's where the Mountaintop Amateur Radio Club is having their meeting at the moment. And we're going to chime in with Gary, W6KVC, KC6JPG. So, Gare, if you can hear me, chime in, my friend. KC6JPG, net control.
Roland, I can hear you. You're on the air, ATV. That's Debbie. There's Gary, our ATV member, and everybody else. Just real quick. Okay. You're all on amateur television right now. Okay. Okay. Back to you, Roland.
Well, very good, Gary. Everyone got on the air on Santiago Peak and through our network. It is absolutely terrific. So tell everybody thank you very much for the check-in from Mountaintop Amateur Radio Club. That is terrific, Gary. And Gary Johnson, if you can hear me, hi there. Time for lunch. Very good, Gary. Thank you very much for checking in. Let's go to Arizona, and then we go to our net control of the Arizona Amateur Television Network. And that is our buddy Lee, K0CCU, KC6JPG. Lee, great to see you.
Well, good evening, everyone, from wet central Iowa. It's still raining here. We've been having a little bit. Earlier today, the humidity was 95%, but the temperature was in the low 70s, so it wasn't all that bad. And but by this time tomorrow, I'll be back in Arizona. So we're going to head out of here tomorrow. That is, if I can get everything packed. And then I've got several computers and other stuff over here in a box that my daughter will be shipping off to us. So we'll have that to look forward to when we get back down there. Was able to watch a pool party last night or yesterday evening in my home. My granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter, turned 2 years old on July 1st, and they were having a pool party. So I got to watch everybody having fun at my house while I was still here in Iowa, and they were having a lot of fun and having good food and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, not much more from here other than we'll be on the road again, and we'll be back in in the good land where it's dry. It might be a little drier. So anyway, good evening to everybody on the net, and I haven't been as active on all the nets this past couple of months. I've been trying to remember where I'm at today, the next day. So anyway, back to you, Roland. KC6JPG, and when are you headed back to Minnesota?
We're going to start making our trek next Monday, and I'll be on APRS. And so that'll be really, really fun. And so that's our plan. We're going to be arriving probably around Wednesday or Thursday. We decided to lollygag a little because part of my lollygagging is we're going to stop at Grand Junction. So instead of taking off early, I'm going to do an early morning bike ride through the Colorado National Monument, known as the Tour of the Moon. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Did you get that, Lee?
You're going to be KC6JPG-10 again?
Oh, well, I'm going to be basically going to the Tour of the Moon, which is known as the Colorado National Monument in I'm hearing my voice. Someone's got their mic in their next to their speaker. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. All right. So yes, we're probably going to either take 3 days, maybe 4 days, depending on. I'm taking an early morning bike ride when I get to Grand Junction, and go through the Tour of the Moon. It's a 30-mile ride going to the Colorado National Monument through the Colorado National Monument. Absolutely stunning and absolutely beautiful. And so it depends. So either I do it on bicycle, or Marianne and myself will take a tour, through the monument during like a early sunrise. And that would be really fun. So that's our plan, Lee.
All right, sounds great. Will you be on your trip to Minnesota? Will you be using KC6JPG-10 like before?
Yes, I will. I'll be using the same system, KC6JPG.
Okay, we'll be looking forward to it. Back to you.
Very good, Lee. Well, thank you very, very much for chiming in, and thanks for checking in. So looking great, my friend. Excellent. Continuing with Arizona, we're going to go to Mesa, and that's where Rod is at. WB9 KMO, KC6JPG. Rod, great to see you, my friend. How you doing?
All right. Yeah, let me move the camera here a little bit. Not very much light. I am doing very well. I'm staying indoors as much as possible, but I've had to get out and do some things. It hit 113 here in Mesa today, but beautiful. It's a wet heat. No, I think the humidity is around 30% or something. So it's sometimes noticeably humid even at that high temperature. Right now it says it's all the way down to 105. Nice. I got the light in the wrong place here. I saw the weather report for the next week. Tomorrow is going to be at its coolest. The high temperature will be 113, the low around 90. And then the rest of the week, everything is, the high temperature will be over 115 every day for the next week. So think of us as we fry eggs on the sidewalk. Otherwise, I am working on a fantastic project I can't talk about yet, but by next week I will know if it came to fruition or not. It is only mildly related to ham radio, but I can't give you much more information on it right now because it's one of those things that it could be something really amazing or it could fizzle out completely. So stay tuned on that. Actually, I've been working on it for over a year, so that shows you I put some effort into it. Other than that, I'm trying to do some things in the lab here to get some other gear working, and it seems like every day I'm driving Cheryl around to doctor's appointments for several hours. Kind of gobbles up the day a little bit, but it's important. And other than that, life is good. That's all I can say. and a little bit of amateur radio, a little bit of personal stuff, trying to keep everything in balance, and stay indoors where it's nice and cool. So that's all I've got. I'll be hanging around for the round table later on, and we'll stir things up a little bit. We can talk about the stupid thing the Supreme Court just did. Just a little hint. We're not going to talk about that. I can't believe they did that. Anyway, stay tuned for some controversy. We'll have controversy.
Well,
back to you.
Well,
Thanks for doing
I'm not
great,
going to get
Matthew.
into politics, but I'm just going to tell you one thing. If they did it the other way, then almost about half of the presidents in this country would have been in jail. So that's all I'm going to say. So.
And so it should have been.
No.
And so it, you know, and
hey,
so it
look at
should have
Nixon.
been.
Okay, all right, we won't go there. All right, all right, out. No more. We do not talk politics on amateur television. That's why we have less people. Exactly. Anyway, the buck stops here. We talk tech. That's what we talk. That's what I love. Talk tech. Speaking of tech, we're going to go to the man in Tucson, and that's our buddy Joel, KD6W. Joel, help.
Roland, hey, no problem. This is Joel, KD6W here in Tucson, high of 103. And I got to tell you, I did run out today because we had this brief moment. I got a graph here to show. Right at 3 o'clock, the temperature dropped like a rock because the weather front that was coming from the southeast headed towards me was just dumping rain on southern Tucson. And so the wind blew it was like a vap cooler. So I ran outside with my shovel and my pickaxe, and I finished the job I started about 4 days ago. It's just been too hot. Anyway, so that's done. I got that finished. But basically, we were ready for a launch tonight, but it looks like it got scrubbed. There was a 903 launch out of Vandenberg of the Firefly Aerospace Alpha rocket. It was a launch of 8 CubeSats. It was part of the educational launch of nanosatellites number 43. But so that's got scrubbed. So something happened. They tilted the missile back over, and they're looking at a bunch of data. Something cropped up this afternoon before they got prepped and loaded for the launch. So that's unfortunate because we could have seen it live. I have a camera shot that points right straight out. Of course, it's dark because you can't see anything now. Nighttime, you know. Yeah, tonight's weather, it's dark. So, the
green screen not required.
Green screen not required. The next launch will be it's tonight at about 11:23, and it's SLC2. What is this? There's another one. Oh, there's also a Falcon 9 that's taken off out of Cape Canaveral tonight. That's Starlink 8-9. But that's if you're on the East Coast, that's 2:57 in the morning. So it's like midnight here, whatever. We won't see that. Bummer. But so anyway, launches are very beautiful out here. I don't know if you realize that Vandenberg, when they shoot up, their trajectory sends them the arc right up over the west of here. And so we have a great shot, assuming there's not a bunch of clouds. We're partly cloudy, so it would have been kind of messed up. But we were hopeful. But that we see the
staging.
We see staging here.
Yes.
So
yes, we do the same thing here in the Inland Empire. We see the staging, and of course, it's absolutely beautiful when it launches in the sunset.
And you can't miss it. I mean, you get some people, what's that? Is that aliens? Or are we under attack? No. It's funny to
I remember when I was a kid, I was about like 5-6 years old. I was living in Glendale, as a matter of fact, Eagle Rock, and my window faced that direction. And the first time I ever saw that, I freaked out. I said to myself, "What's going on?" And, of course,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
when
yeah.
my mom chimed in and goes, oh, they're shooting a rocket off of Vandenberg. And I'm like, Vandenberg?
Yeah.
Where's Vandenberg? She goes, Santa Barbara. I said, that's so far away, and we can see
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
It's really cool.
It's very cool that you can see, and especially at this time of night, where the sun is still able to light up the high altitude part of where the rocket is at, so it lights up the plume and it makes it kind of iridescent, whatever. But well, next time. So hopefully we'll catch you on the next launch. Right here from Launch Central here in Tucson.
There you go. Exactly. And we got the camera pointed right at it at that horizon. Joel, rock star.
Camera's ready to go.
Thank you so much, my friend. And like I said, during the roundtable, we're going to get the Raspberry Pi SRT thing plugged in, and we're going to have a little phase 2 test. So very good, Joel.
Okay.
Thank you very much for chiming in and checking in with us. Terrific. All right. Okay, now continuing on. We're going to Las Vegas, Nevada, Mount Potosi area, and that's where our buddy Dennis is at. You got it. KA7HQP, KC6JPG. Dennis, great to see you.
Oh, Ben & Jerry's. That's a tiny Ben & Jerry's cup. No audio. You unmute.
Dennis, you're muted.
Oh, okay.
There we go. We got you now, Dennis.
All right. Yeah, this is like one of the first times I've had Ben and Jerry's, and this is a chocolate fudge brownie, and
That's a biodynamic size, huh?
yeah, there you go. Yeah, for the full price, you get I wonder how many ounces this is. This is 4 fluid ounces.
Is that making up for the Sunday net?
Yeah, there you go. And the thing is, it's 30 carbs, so it's well within my guidelines for dessert as diabetic. And but of course, the added shot of Hershey's dark chocolate syrup probably didn't help though. But oh well. Yeah, when Joel was talking about those launches, yeah, I was amazed when I saw one of the rockets out of Vandenberg stage. It was so cool because it looked like a firework that just went on both sides of it and traveled down, and it was just amazing to see the staging of those rockets. But then as time goes on, and again, this is right at dusk when the sun first goes down, because then they're just wildly in view, and then you'll see the plume as after the rocket's gone, the plume is still visible, and you'll see the atmospheric conditions just changing in all different directions. It just looks so cool. But no, I was never afraid when I saw that. But I don't know. I was just so disappointed that they never made the West Coast shuttle launch facility there. And off the coast, there were plans to make a West Coast shuttle facility. And I do have a map that does show it, but it was never to be. And I still can't believe that they retired it already. But yeah, it was a very complex piece of equipment. Another hot day in Vegas. The temperatures in Vegas all last month in June, all but 3 days were over 100. And they were saying our average temperature was like 106 degrees over the whole month of June. And they're just saying, oh yeah, it was the hottest June on record. Summer's always hot. What can you say? Weather is so dynamic. And somebody's buzzing.
Oh my God. So, Manny, you're vibrating again. It's definitely New York.
I got it. Okay. That's all I got for Vegas. You guys have a good evening. I'll stick around for the round. This is KA7HQP.
Oh my
Back to
goodness.
Ben and Jerry.
I know.
Hey, Manuel, mute your phone.
Problem is, he's using his phone. That's the problem. Oh, too much. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. KA7HQP, KC6JPG. How I love this family. So good. And especially with the Ben and Jerry's. You got it, my friend.
Rolling. That beeping came in. I thought our weather alarms were going off. I was looking.
Well, you know, it sounds like an earthquake alert to me. So, and yes, they do get earthquakes in New York. As a matter of fact, the new Madrid seismic zone is getting active again. So look out, team. All right. All right. Well, very good, Dennis. Thank you very much for checking in. Okay, we're going to Northern California this time, and that is the anchor of our amateur television group and the amateur television network, and that's Jim, K6SOE. He runs the net for the W6CX Mount Diablo repeater system. And Jim, great to see you, my friend. How's it going? Oh, no. No audio. I hear something, but it's very low.
Oh, what the? The
Black Magic switcher, possibly?
Does Jim need to call me? I bring him in on my phone patch.
Keep holding that sign, Dennis.
The net.
Is the cat walking on the keyboard again?
The cat got your tongue.
Jim, try resetting your whereby. That may be it. All right. While Jim is resetting his whereby, and while I'm frozen on ATV, it is wonderful, isn't it? Oh shoot! Yep. How many signs does Dennis have? A lot. All right, let's try Jim one more time. K6 SOE, KC6 JPG. Jim. Oh my goodness. Let me turn off spotlight here. Let's get some sanity into my system here. And we'll try it again, Jim. K6 SOE, KC6 JPG. Hi. Uh-oh. Something happened. Oh, someone wants to screen share. Okay. It's an ATEM update.
What is 810?
That is a Black Magic thing. So Black Magic ATEM. Black Magic Design released a major new firmware update to their range of switchers. The update covers to the following modes: ATEM Mini Pro ISO, Mini Extreme ISO, SDI Pro, SDI. The update includes the following new features: support the open source SRT streaming protocol. Yay! Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is what we need. Oh my God. Good. I got to do that too. I'm going to do that right away. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now with SRT, like I said, that's the feature. That's the future right there. And the future's now. So welcome to the Now Network. Very good. All right. We're going to wait for Jim to come back up again. There we go. Now we got him. And I know he's got audio because he's using Plan B. So take it away, Jim.
All right. Well, is Plan B working?
Working perfectly.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I'm not sure what's going on here with everything else, but you exemplified what I had to share tonight is that we can now do SRT with our ATM Mini Pro. So I'm going to reboot the whole computer over here and see if that helps. And we'll be back subsequently. So that's the news I had. We'll send it back to you right now.
Excellent. Well, when you set up SRT, set up for port 5000. And of course, you got my, if you don't have my DDNS address, just put on my DDNS address, port 5000, you're in. So if you got that already plugged in and or get the firmware downloaded into your ATEM, it'll be a test and I'll be ready for you. That will be cool. I'll tell you, this is going to be fun. We're going to have what we call SRT wars. Very cool. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this, folks. Okay, Joel is getting right into it. Look at that. Installation was successful.
There you go. 9.5.1 is what I just pulled up. On our way. Let's see.
I'm gonna check out your.
We're gonna work on that on Whereby, or on our Whereby roundtable. So cool. Very, very good. All right. Well, that is the situation as we have it. Any late members, missed members, any visitors that like to check in on the RF side, on the amateur television networks, the Weekly Net, come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, we're gonna go and check in our what we call our provincial amateur radio operators out there, and I know she's working on it very, very hard, and that's Chris. Chris, how you doing tonight? She's watching very intently.
Boo!
And boo boo to you too.
The big news this week is that my daughter-in-law will be graduating from University of Arizona Global Campus
Nice.
with a Bachelor of Arts degree.
Good.
That is awesome. Fantastic. That's great news.
I am on cloud nine. She succeeded in doing what I wasn't allowed to do. I wanted to go for my bachelor's in human services, but because I was on benefits like Medicaid and food stamps, I would have lost those benefits. So actually the government was punishing me for trying to better myself and get off the system.
That's what.
Well, think about it. We're in a crisis right now. Do you know how many students out there that got scammed with the government loans that can never pay back, and interest building?
Smart. When I went for my applied science degree, I went through a grant called PELL, PELL.
Yep, I have heard about the Pell Grant. You got it. And that's the way to do it. You know what? As a matter of fact, I have a cousin that went for her law degree. And so she went to CSUN, Cal State University, Northridge. And she got her master's at Vanderbilt University in Tennessee. And you know what? all paid for by grants and other money from businesses.
We have to pay back.
Nope, not this grant. These are businesses that basically hand these grants that don't pay back because they get the tax incentive for the business. So that's a very, very smart thing. Some people say there's no such thing as a free ride. Well, you know what? There are quite a few people that I know that got free rides, and people that are really working hard by basically making $1,000 an hour for writing basically a paper for 1 hour and get $1,000 grant or a provincial or funding for their college. Now the only stipulation is that if you do a certain market and they're handing you this money, they expect you to work in that field. So her field is copyright. So entertainment copyright is her big thing, and that's what she's doing right now. She's working for Sony.
Easy field. That is not an easy job.
It is not an easy job because, see, way back when during the 60s, where basically it's either it's called manufacture or mechanical recordings, basically, and you actually have a feel and hold it. You're holding a license, okay? So there, you can play it for your own, for your own private entertainment. You just can't profit from it. You can't resell it. You can't, you can't broadcast it. That type of thing without a license, without a proper license. So
share it with immediate family or friends.
Right, as long as you don't make money. And of course, now today, well, Napster basically took that, did the whole sharing thing, right? No, I'm just sharing with my favorite friends. And then they share to their friends, and they share to their friends, and became, guess what? Sean Parker became an overnight success.
Napster is old school.
Napster paved the way to digital media the way it is today in streaming. It paved the way. So, things have to start somewhere, and guess where it's at today? People are getting their entertainment on YouTube and Spotify and all these different services thanks to Napster.
And I go to Rumble.
I found out something, Roland. I found out something. The last, I would say, maybe 10, 15 years, they changed it to where you're not being punished to go back to school. Unfortunately for me, it was too late. Can't hear the instructors get enough to even pass a class.
Yeah.
Really funny was I hardly even cracked the textbook, but I pulled A's in my class.
I hear you, champion. But you know what they say? God has a plan for all of us. Okay. Now remember that when I was, and I told this many times on the net, that my big thing was to become a pilot. When I was a little kid, and I know my grandfather, and he was a flyer. He was in the Army Air Corps, and that was something I wanted to do. I wanted to get my feet up into the clouds. That's my big dream. And I took college prep courses. I took everything. Algebra, geometry, trig, you name it. Anything to get into Embry-Riddle University. That was my dream. Until 1982. Everything went dark. You know what they say about change in life? Change can be so slow that you won't notice there's a change until there is. It could be better or worse, or it could blow you away, change your life in an instant. And that is what life is.
You said your daddy was in the Army.
No, my grandfather. My father, he was a Marine, and he was a parachute packer. Anyway, And so, long story short, my grandfather pretty much prepped me to, get involved in flying. He gave me books and articles, things to read, things like that. 1982, I had surgery, and guess what? That basically will make me fail every FAA medical exam at the time. And that crushed him. And it crushed me. But God has a plan for all of us because he got me into music. Okay. Go figure. I became just like all of a sudden a friend of mine just say, hey, I need a keyboard player. Okay. I knew how to play organ, but I didn't know how to play a rock keyboard band, in a band. And guess what? I picked up a keyboard. Now I started learning songs. And not only that, I started playing in a band. Next thing I know, we're making money in the band. Next thing I know, I became a DJ. Next thing I know, I became a broadcast engineer. And I got, instead of, going through the college route, I went through trade school.
I'm a nerd.
And
so I'm a nerd on. I was asking about your grandpappy. On June 28th of this year, last week, my dad turned 100 years old.
Now that is awesome. And anyone who lives a century, that is bonus time plus. Keep going.
Unfortunately, though, my dad died in 2016.
Oh, but then again, hey.
Was in the Army Air Corps stationed on Guam. He was in communications.
Very good. Well, you know what? He did a great service.
His plane was.
There you go. See? Everyone is wired to do something. God has wired us because, get this. When I went into I went to be. Listen, Chris, listen to this. Chris, listen to this. You got to listen to this because someone who came from a flying background and basically got shot down into Earth, per se, this made you learn. This got me going as a second half of life. You never, ever, 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 ever give up because you know what? I went into music. From music, I went to become a DJ, and then I became a broadcast engineer. And guess what? Becoming a broadcast engineer, going into lab, Los Angeles Broadcasters, that's where I met my beautiful wife, Marianne, of 34 years, and continuing to do so until she socks me in the nose. And so therefore, between the two of us, Marianne was my board operator during weddings and during DJ times, during weddings and all my live events. She was with me. She was doing board op, and she was getting experience while she's while we're basically getting. Yes, she sure is at 34 years now. You'll be 34 years September. You got it. Until she socks me in the nose, basically. And we're about to we're going to be in a car for 4 days. She might be socking me in the nose then. So. Okay, Manuel. You got it, buddy. It's good to see you.
Job, Roland. I help Wolf with his weather.
There you go.
I've been sending rough bids I can find on Hurricane Barrel and various other tornado bids from all over the country. I try to find them as quickly as I can when I hear of something. And then I go and look for them.
Oh, very good, Chris. Oh, very good. Well, anyway, just to finish my story. To finish my story. Anyway, so when I became a broadcast engineer and all that, okay. Next thing I know, I had to work back in the family business because my mother gave the beck and call. Your dad needs help, okay. And so I figured, okay, well, I'll help him with his safety stuff that he doesn't like to do and whatever. After about 2 or 3 years, I can go back into what I was doing called broadcast engineering and doing, live events. Okay. And so 34 years, is it 34? No, 32 years later, I'm still there. But get this. 20 years ago, a friend of mine basically says, Roland, you got music experience, you got DJ experience, you know sound, you know you're a cyclist, you've been riding since 87, you'd be great as a cycling instructor. And you know what I said? You're nuts. I got enough on my plate. And I'm running, 3 factories plus a payroll company. Not only that, I create websites for people. And not only that, I do net control for the amateur television net. And you want me to become a spin class instructor? Are you crazy? Well, guess what? I started that in 2003, and I will be celebrating 21 years of doing this in November, including 2 years during the pandemic. I was doing online classes, believe it or not. So, you know what they say? Never give up, never surrender, go for your heart, do what you love to do. That is the most important thing in life to do. And that's why I do these nets, because I love you guys. And I love having people. And
my God.
Hey, we're all about and drama and making you all laugh. That's what it's all about. But the most important thing is we have our equipment up and running and on the air, so when the inevitable comes, we're ready. And that's what the Amateur Television Network is all about. That we're redeployed when we need to be deployed.
A backup wolf. If he doesn't have time to check the radar, I do the radar and send it to him.
Okay. Well, we're gonna cut this short. We're going into the Whereby Roundtable, so we got to get things going here. So, Chris, thank you very, very much for checking in. That was awesome. All right. So, any last-minute comments, questions before? Oh, hey, we got Don Wilbanks. What am I thinking about? So, yes. So, without any further ado, we got Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, for this week's edition of Amateur Radio Newsline. We're not doing Tamitha Scove.
2,435. This is Ham Nation Headlines for Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. We begin this week's report by visiting some amateurs in Indiana who seized the opportunity to add an earthquake awareness exercise to this important annual drill.
Field Day took on an expanded role as a disaster preparedness opportunity in Marion County, Indiana. Members of the Indianapolis Radio Club W9JP used the 2-day ARRL event to raise awareness about earthquake preparedness. Indiana sits atop the New Madrid fault line, which is a seismic zone where earthquakes can occur. The club's field day coordinator, Jeff Hammer, N9NIC, told Newsline, quote, "It was a seamless operation. The setup for field day replicated the Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service deploying to assist a government entity," end quote. Although the earthquake exercise was over by the time field day began, the seismic theme stayed with everyone throughout the ARRL event. Stopping by, local visitors learned that what they were observing at field day might one day help save their lives if a disaster message had to get through. This is Andy Morrison, K9 AWM.
AMSAT is shutting down its mail alias service, citing hacking as one of the reasons.
Users of AMSAT's mail alias service have been asked to migrate to different email accounts as soon as possible as AMSAT prepares for the member amenity shutdown on the 1st of August. In a note to its members, AMSAT cited past instances of hacking and email account hijacking, which has an impact on its ability to operate it in an affordable manner. AMSAT wrote, quote, "It has come to the point where the AMSAT volunteer IT staff can no longer keep up with the maintenance requirements to keep the alias mail list clean and to work with email gateways to remove blocks," end quote. To use a member's mail alias on AMSAT.org, all a sender needed to know was the ham radio call sign of their intended recipient. They did not need to know their actual email address. AMSAT believes now that, all things considered, the funds saved from the shutdown are better invested in satellite development for members. This is Dave Parks, WB8ODF.
If you think there's something funny about this week's final story, you're right. It's about using memes on the air. Yes, we're talking about memes, not beams. Some of ham radio's youngest operators are on the air through August 15th, celebrating some clever, unusual call signs and spreading the smiles as they make contact.
Imagine logging onto the call sign DL0 LOL in Germany or GBO OTY in England. How about OO0F in Belgium? These are valid call signs that young radio operators in some countries are using for the 4th annual Meme Appreciation Special Event. It's mostly for fun and amusement. The young operators in Canada who started this madness in 2022 explain the overwhelming philosophy on their website using these words, quote, "Why the heck do you do this? Boredom, mischief, and too much free time," end quote. They confess there's also a ploy of sorts to attract more young ops who believe that people can sometimes be allowed to get silly on the air. Operators are using FT8 and SSTV in addition to SSB, and they're even activating some POTO locations. Listen on all of HF, but don't be surprised if some of these call signs show up on 2 meters, 70 centimeters, and the QL100 satellite. Visit mememonth.ca. That's mememonth, one word, .ca for details. Remember, these memes can be a scream. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
Before we go, I'm proud to announce that the judges have made their decision, and the 2024 Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year is going to be announced very soon. We invite you to join us at the Huntsville Ham Fest on Saturday, August 17th, as we honor this amazing young radio amateur. Many thanks to our corporate sponsors, CQ Communication, Yaesu USA, Heil Sound, and Radio Waves Antennas, as well as the Huntsville Ham Fest. More details at hamfest.org. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news since 1976 at arnewsline.org. With Andy Morrison, K9AWM, Dave Parks, WB8ODF, Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe, I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3, Happy Independence Day, America. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.
And thank you very, very much, Don, for that great report. Wow. Oh, that's terrific. And talk about a tease. Holy smokes. I'm just curious on that Young Ham of the Year award. So that would be really, really cool. Very good. Don, thank you very, very much for all that you do. Really appreciate it, my friend. All right. So I'm going to go back to RF. Any last-minute comments, questions before we close? Before we go to our Whereby Roundtable, come in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control. All right, this has been the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net. Wow, that was a full net tonight, too. Woo-wee! And it's already at 9:06. That's why we couldn't do Tamitha Scope tonight. So we ran out of time. All right, folks, go to our Whereby Roundtable time, and you can join us on our Whereby channel, whereby.com/ATN-TV. We would love to see you and the group. You got it. On behalf of Mike Collis, WA6SVT, and Tom Board, our president, WB6HYH, and the rest of the ATN team, I'm Roland Hoffman, KC6JPG, saying without you, there would not be a net. And we just certainly appreciate each and every one of you for coming on tonight and sharing your stories and fabulous check-ins as well. And at 9:07 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net is now officially closed. The repeaters are now returned for their normal use. See you on Whereby, everyone. KC6JPG, clear.